Welcome to episode 47. Is it 47? 47 of FTB Infinity Evolved Expert Mode. And we're not going to do blood magic this episode. We're going to go on to AE2 stuff. But I just want to quickly mention a change I made just down here to witches. So the witches we have now instead of the Custoth spawner. And they're coming from an auto spawner down there. And I did this because I want this supply to be plentiful. Where's my sigil of holding? It says now it's a container for multiple sigils, divination, blood lamp, and magnetism. I'll cover those two in a second. But I want this to actually produce as much as possible. As you can see at the moment, it seems to be full. It's because I have full for this tier of blood orb. Down here, however, when I did this, and I forgot one thing, which you should probably remember if it's you, and that is to remember to name tag the original witch that you put in the auto spawner. Although these chunks are chunk loaded, they are not, however, immune to the vanilla mob spawn mechanic. So if I get more than 128 blocks away, or if I go through that dimension clickable object, then these will all disappear. And that's inconvenient when your life pool is going to go down. Once we start using rituals, it'll start to pull lots and lots of life points away. So we need this renewable supply. So get a name tag, put it in an anvil, name it something like Perma-Witch, put that onto a witch, pick that up with the permanent, the reusable Safari net, and away you go. Just start it up and you've got yourself pretty much a permanent supply of life essence points. So yeah, if you think of a better way of doing it, or if you did it differently yourself, feel free to let me know. I've not set up the loot system on this side yet, but you know, this works as just well, and it doesn't need the witches really, because it's just supplying blood to this pool and into my drum down there. So yeah, it's pretty good. Moving along, the other two, by the way, Sigil of the Blood Lamp is how I've replaced all these torches on the floor. You just shift scroll wheel, and then you can just fire lights really at whatever point you want. And the magnetism, I can right click to turn on and off. It's a better version of the ring of magnetism, which leaves me with a ring slot available, which is pretty good for the angel ring that I need to make at some point. And it's also much better magnetism. It'll pull things even through 1 block walls for some reason, but seems to work. So yeah, that's enough of blood magic for this episode, I think. Yeah. So what do we do? What do we want to talk about this episode? Keeping things in stock, or suppliers, or subnetworks, or however you want to really have this. We've got AE2, and of course we've got this really expensive controller block, and we want to be as frugal as we can with channels. And let's just start with some of the ways we can keep things in stock with, keeping things frugal. So here we've got an interface, and let's just take that out for a second. If I right click on this top slot, it will then supply an interface from the network, from the storage. If I have a crafting card, and this is a recipe that I have, it'll go and craft it and supply to this. So this works fine. However, it's taking up 2 channels, which is okay, I guess, but we can do better. You'll notice I've been moving things in from my old base, and we're already up to 5 channels on this side. Yes, the obvious commenter will be obvious here by saying, you can use dense cable. Yes, exactly, you can. You are restricted then to 32 channels, so sooner or later they are going to run out. So we may as well learn now how to keep things frugal, and then we can come back later and upgrade everything to dense cable. With normal cable, this will probably mean I think we can get away with 4 subnetworks per cable and 16 for the dense cable, because we have 32 channels. It's going to take 2 channels per subnetwork. So if all you're going to put in a subnetwork is something that takes less than 2 channels, so for example, just one of these machines, like Ender.io, then there's not much point. But if you can fit lots of them on it, or at least a few of them, then it might be worth it. Let's see if we can. I'm not quite sure if we can or not. I've put another alloy smelter over here. Let's see if we can assemble something that will work. So first of all, we want some smart cable would be nice. Yeah, there we go. So let's just put some smart cable. That will do. And on the end of that, let's put another one there actually. On the end of that, I want to put an ME interface and a storage bus on the other one, and then vice versa. So we've got interface, storage bus, and then another one interface. Sorry, where's the crafting terminal? Oops, wrong thing. I don't want a crafting terminal. I want the other interface, please. There we go. Yeah, so interface, storage bus, interface, storage bus, going back to front, the other way around. Then I'm going to put some more things down on this side. I'm going to put this down. And then I'm going to need 2 quartz cable. Let's just grab all of it. And we need to hook this up just for power. Just for power reasons. 1, 2. And then 1, whoops. 1, 2. So this is the basic setup for any real subnetwork. Interface and storage bus pairs, like this. And there's 2 sets of them just so that, well, I'll show you in a second, but it's sort of essential for the way this is set up. We then want to go and put an interface down. In fact, we can probably put it through this just to make this a bit more compact. And just configure the I/O in here. I don't need it set up like that. There we go. And more cable. All right, so on the inside now we've got 3, but this is only really helping with 1 channel, so we've got 1 channel loss at the moment. But we can add more items on as long as we don't go over 8. Oh well, we can't go over 8 without an ME controller. The ME controller is the thing we're trying to save here by keeping things to 2 channels on the outside. So we then want to put in the crafting coprocessor, I think, and something like this, maybe. There we go. You probably wonder why we've got one of those, why you've got one over there. That's because, well, this is a cheaper one, 1K crafting storage, but also because when you're inside a subnetwork, you cannot use crafting processors outside a subnetwork. Just bear that one in mind. That's going to catch a lot of people out, and it's something that is really important to note. So if you do anything in here with crafting, which is what we're about to do, which is to say, let's go and do that now. This setup, so redstone, glowstone, redstone, gold into energetic alloy. Let's grab a pattern to do that. If we put this pattern in here, it could not craft this without a processor in its network. So do bear that in mind. That will not work if you try it. All right, so this just now knows how to make energetic alloy, this stuff. It does not yet know, really, or it hasn't been asked to supply any. So what we can do is in here, this is the interface on the inside of the network. We can tell this subnetwork to keep supplied an energetic alloy like that. And that's probably coming from our outside network. Let me see if I can starve this a little bit. Just how many of them do I have in the network? Seems like I have an awful lot. Let's just quickly check. Let's just take them all out. Right. Okay, so now it shouldn't be able to supply them anymore. So what's happening here with this double lock thing is that this storage bus is able to see our main network through this interface. If I had yeah, I do have one. Put you there. Yes, I've used up another channel, but it's temporary. I can see the entire network from this subnetwork. If, however, I stop that and say, supply me with 64 gold, then I can only see the 64 gold. And I can also get the redstone I want. And the glowstone I want. And I'm probably going to need ender pills at some point, so I may as well request those as well. And then I can tell the network, just so keep this network, because this is going to act as a chest now, keep this network aware of some ender pearls, keep it aware of some redstone, and keep it aware of some glowstone. So now this has the tools to be able to craft any recipe that we want, like this. And this is saying keep it supplied. Hopefully this should now work once I put the final ingredient in, which is a crafting card. There we are. That should now make it be able to craft things, I think. Yeah, there we go. So it started crafting, and it will craft one of these and then put it in this slot here, or it should do. It isn't pulling it back out. Why aren't you pulling it back out? Maybe because it doesn't have anywhere to store it. We may need some kind of storage, I think. Oh, it's like a temporary buffer, if you like. So I can, yeah, you see, I can't even see it in here yet because it's still in the interface. So the interface has nowhere to put it. Well, the machine has nowhere to put it. I think that's set to push pull, so it should be able to dump it back in there. So we probably gonna need an ME drive. So we're up to 4 channels now. We're going to need an ME drive, which is a 5th channel, so that should leave us with 3. Let's just see if we can make one of those. ME drive. And we're going to need a 1K storage as well. We literally just need the cheapest storage possible. That's a component, not a drive. 1K ME storage cell. Which needs some quartz glass. Storage cell. There we go. So let's swap those around. And in here we put the 1K storage cell. Will you now work? I need to take this out again. And let's see if this now dumps it properly. It has. And are you in here? You are. So it's all working. One final thing, and this is, when I did this last season, I forgot about this. It's very important here that this storage bus is acting like a chest on our main network. This is on our main network. So it can try and store things in here. So if you go in here, just change the priority to -1 or something like that. And also maybe just actually partition this to only store energetic alloy, and then you can add other things to it. So it will never try to store anything but energetic alloy in this interface. Otherwise you'll start getting stuff being pulled in and all kinds of things. Just bear in mind, and the same thing here, just for safety, just say the only thing that I want the storage bus to be able to deal with is, you know, like these 4 things. And everything, I think, there should be pretty much done. We can just then say here how much I want to keep in stock of whatever it is. In this case, I'm going to... that didn't work well because I probably put it back in there because I told it to. Let's just set the top one to 64 instead. Dum, 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 dum. I just don't want to go too far. Okay, so we may have more than that in stock. So if I just put this terminal back in temporarily. Yeah, you see, this is what's happened. It's pulled in some stuff that it shouldn't. And we can configure that disk as well to only store certain things if we really wanted to. Just be careful, you may have to look into that. And the same thing with you. And I now have too much of this stuff. So yeah, you can't see any more energy alloy. That probably means it's now full and on here. And if I were to put one here, say, it should now start to craft another one. Pull it in, and then it'll then supply to this. There we go. But we don't need to do that. If we cancel it, it should now be available. Yep, we've got 1 spare, and everything works. So we've now got 2 channels on the outside. We're using a lot on the inside, but we can get rid of you. And now we have 3 spare. And with that, we can put in, let's just say, for example, let's get rid of you. Where'd the machine go? I've run out of space again. Well, let's just get rid of some stuff. Don't need half of these. There's the machine. So we can put it here. And again, configure the I/O to be push-pull on the bottom. And nothing anywhere else. And we can obviously put a capacitor in here. And then underneath it, we can similarly put another interface. Just put it through here. Connect it up. And again, we've still got 2 channels left, but we're still only using 2 on the outside. So if this device, for example, was just the energetic alloys and stuff, we can get rid of all of these. We can get rid of maybe at least a couple of these. Not quite. In fact, let me just disconnect you because that'll save another channel. And that one, what recipe is that? Full again. That is exactly the recipe I want, in fact. That's the vibrant alloy. We can put U in here. So this one does the energetic alloy. This one does the vibrant alloy. And we have a temporary storage in place so that if we need the recipe, which is, of course, some of the energetic alloy plus some ender pearls, it should all be available in the network. So if I then request one, will you do it? I wonder. I'm hoping it doesn't have to be in the spare inventory to do this. So let's just get a vibrant for a second. And I pressed the wrong thing. Vibrant. There we go. Let's see if this will then actually make one. Put hover mode on. Will you make 5? Well, it started, which is pretty promising. And I can then add, I've got now 2 more machines. So I can pretty much double the amount of machines, because even if I use these machines on their own, that'll be 1 channel, that'll be 2 outside the network. And now I can have double that basically. So yeah, it's good. We might be able to get a bit more efficient with a bit of tuning how we do this. I can't think of any off the top of my head, although if you do, comment below. I'm more than happy to hear it if you think you can get more efficient than this. I have tried it off camera, avoiding the co-processing units. So strip that out, and you then set up export buses here with the right ingredients. But then you need somewhere to get it back in the system, and you end up using even more channels than you would by just putting a mini co-processing unit. In fact, I probably don't even need that top one. I could probably just get away with 2. It doesn't use any extra channels. It's just a bit more efficient in terms of cost. So if you think you can do any better than this for this job, let's say for these 2 machines, send any comments. We'll see what you come up with, and feel free to, let me know there. And I'll probably put maybe a couple of sag mills here, or maybe just a couple more alloy smelter for more recipes. You can, of course, you don't just have to have 1 recipe here, you can have many. You just have more than 1 of these if you want parallel execution of these things. So just bear that in mind. And are you passing power? You're not passing power. Yeah, so I just need to move 1 of these cables over there just to keep it powered. But other than that, it's pretty cool. So I'll probably do that the same with these, and I'll do them between the episodes. One particular one I want to get rid of the main network is this one, because in order to do... have I explained these? I don't think I have. These obviously are thermal expansion machines, and they only use 1 channel through this interface. They're a bit bulkier because they don't have a push-pull system like the Ender I/O system has. So you have an input from the back, and an output out the side, which goes back into the interface, and that only takes up 1 channel. It's just a bit bulkier. Same thing here. Slightly different thing here with the fluid interface and magma crucible, in that you have 1 interface which has the recipe in it. So 2 redstone, 1 glowstone. 2 redstone go that way, get melted, go that way, go that way. Glowstone automatically goes here. That's 1 interface, and then you have to get it from here back into the system. I guess you could... I guess you could just pipe that back into here. That would do the job, I think. So I don't necessarily need this one. Again, it's a bit bulky, so yeah, I could probably optimize that a little bit. I think. Yeah, I think I can do without this one, hopefully. But even so, again, so each of these are 1 channels each, and we can put all those on one subnetwork. So instead of 3 or even 4 here, we can get it down to 2 again and put another row of subnetwork this way. I could probably get 4 of those going before I run out of this cable. And of course, because nothing's connected to this cable, then it's all in subnetworks. I can just rerun dense cable all the way along here really quickly. Pretty cool, I think. What do you guys think? Comments? Suggestions? What would you like to see? Have you tried this before? And how's it gone for you? A lot of people have difficulty with subnetworks, so I am aware that I've gone through this not very quickly, but fairly quickly in one episode, and hopefully you've caught on from that. I have just put a water source down there, so I didn't need to do anything. Let's just quickly check how far, what's our progress so far on our angel ring requirements. Angel ring. Okay. We need to get blood magic for that. Within range for this. Strength and cast list. Master blood orb, that still works. Do that. Will master do, or do you have to use a higher tier? No, master will do, so we can make all of that. So those are fine. Iridium reinforced plates are fine. The glass is fine. Those we've made before. The thrusters I think we've mostly made before. I don't think I've made those, but... oh, wow, soul vial of a bat. Okay, so these all look doable. Yeah, those all look doable. Advanced electric jetpack and lat pack we've not done, but they're both, I think, extensions of IC2, so there shouldn't be much of an issue there. Yeah, they do look like IC2. Yeah, all kind of stuff we've made before-ish. And the same thing there, I think. Yeah, looks like all stuff we've made before. I think that means the angel ring is in play, is in range now. Diamond spikes we can make as QED. Glider wings, well, yes, we can make those. And resonant solar panel is probably the only one that I haven't done yet. But it looks like it's all doable. Yeah, that all looks doable. I think we can make angel rings. Of course, to do that, you need to actually get the die crafting table. Remember, right, that's what it's called. From Avaritia. And this is the expensive one. We need nether stars. So that's the last thing remaining. And we also need nether stars to start what is going to be the next big mod I'm going to cover, which is Draconic Evolution. So we're going to need to build a nether killing box because I don't want to fight it in the world anymore. Later, we're going to get the ability to teleport the withers into this nether killing box via Draconic Evolution, but you can't do that until you further into the mod. The only other way, only way I can think of is via frames. And if you can think of a way that isn't one of those two, that is going to be pretty fast at killing the wither, let me know. I'm happy to hear it and to see it as well. So yeah, we're going to need to get the nether wither killing box ready. And to get that, we're going to need what I used last season was reinforced obsidian. And it's... oh no. Oh no. T-Fox! Okay, so it's harder to make. As you'd expect, these we've already made. They're relatively straightforward, not much of an issue. We've made them before. These, however, I don't know if they can be automated. They are the CR sprayer thing from IC2. So I'm going to go do that off camera. So we need 4. That's for 4. Okay, so let's say if the wither spawn area is 3 by 4 by 1, it could be 3 by 3 by 1, but if it's 3 by 4 by 1, that's 12 blocks. That's the hollow, and then if you add 2 to each of those dimensions, you'll get 6 by 5 by 3. So that's what, 90 blocks minus 12 is 78 blocks, minus a couple more, 76 blocks. Yeah, I'm going to need quite a few of those. I'm going to need, 76 reinforced stone or 80 reinforced stone, more likely. I'll be doing that for a while, and I'm not going to do that on camera. So I'm not going to do it this episode, but I will do that between the episodes so we can start the wither killing box next episode, at least the manual version. And then maybe see if we can get either towards the Angel Ring, which would be nice, or towards Draconic Evolution and start that up. So, is there anything else? No, I think we're done for this episode. It's 25 minutes long. Don't want to go into something new because those wither stuff is going to take more than 5 minutes. We've occupied enough this time talking about networks. I will then continue with the rest of the base in here. I think we've pretty much covered everything we need to move a lot of the machinery in. Certainly a lot of the... Let's just go and have a look at the old place. Bit sentimental. Now for the world actually has blocks in it. And just as a bonus, I've heard there's the Skyblock version of this now, which is like combining pain and torture of Infinity Evolved with the lack of any blocks whatsoever. So that could be an interesting challenge when that comes out. We'll see. Yes, where was I? Got to go downstairs. So all of this can go, or at least anything with logistics pipes materials I no longer need anymore. So I don't need the automatic recipes for them anymore. So I can get rid of those. So all this floor can go. And all of these now can probably be moved onto Subnetworks. I will have to figure out a power system for IC2, but yeah, we can be fairly efficient with these. And move them all across. So I don't think there's any reason why to keep this system anymore. I do, however, need to make a better version of this. I think we've got plenty of resources to do it. I just want to be able to make them quite fast, and that would be an interesting one, because none of this stuff at the top needs a subnetwork. That can all be nearby. It's only this kind of stuff that needs a subnetwork, and I can hear the XP system still on with my villagers. Let's just... I probably have many villagers now. Go away. Well, let's just turn that off for a while. Yeah. Lots of emeralds that I don't need. This was purely to start up the witch thing again, by the way, just to make sure I had enough witches. But yeah, as I was saying, all of this stuff is anything that needs in the subnetwork, so if these needs only one pipe each, one interface each, then... I think we're laughing. I think we can do quite a lot on one subnetwork, at least all this on single subnetwork, and then maybe expand it a bit. So we'll leave that till the next episode. Hopefully you enjoy this one. If you've liked it, thumbs up. If not, thumbs down. Please let me know in the comments if you can do any better. And I'll see you next time, of course. Feel free to follow me on Twitter at Greatester or ask me questions there, of course, just like comments here, as well as subscribing if you want to see more episodes as the sun comes up. Thanks for watching.